Clean it up.
Ah.
You know, right? Yeah, Caitlin's in, yeah, right.
All
All right.
right.
What am I on? What happened? All right.
What
Yeah,
do you?
bummer. I should have thought about that, but
Yeah, we'll probably run through just a quick start to finish. It's like this is what happens, the life cycle, I guess. Since we've been focusing a lot on the details, so we'll just do an
okay.
overall in a little
That's
bit.
great. Yeah, thanks,
Um,
Bruce.
Real quick, let's go to the invoices. This is last year's. So yeah, the invoices tab. I'm sorry, the revision tab. Invoices is a whole thing. I do that with fee mostly. Um, But what we have here is whenever we do a revision to a contract, we have to actually submit a legal contract revision to get signatures. So there's a few things we needed to know: the current contract amount, the revised contract amount, the amount left to bill, when it begins, old and new service days. Um, and we had to do a lot of manual calculations every time we were doing that. And that got old real fast. Um, and so it just got very time consuming. And so I set this up so you can select over on the left side. You've got what type it is. That'll pick the tab that it's looking at. You can pick the contract number, which will automatically pull the list of the contract numbers from that tab. Um, and then you can see the information it's pulling in. How many revisions does it have? This one's been revised twice. Um, what was the original? What's the current? And what's the revised? And then it'll pull in all the information. It calculates everything based on that information, puts it all here on the left so you can see it, and then puts it into the center printed area, right? So what's on the left doesn't get printed. What's on the right doesn't get printed. It's just what's in the center.
That's so
Um,
nice.
and what's in the center is our standard contract revision.
Okay.
It pulls in, you'll probably recognize it. Usually we would have done this in Word, but doing it here in Excel allows us to just automatically pull in. Like you'll see, almost every single line in this is pulled automatically from something. Like the top one pulls O&M or TPLVL. Contract number gets pulled in the second one. The school district's pulled in the fourth one. And then every data point gets pulled in under its line. Um, Even down toward the bottom, the Pullman school districts get pulled in one more time. Um, and then this can be printed to PDF so that it automatically just creates the visual of the PDF. Right. Right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is what we do now when there is a contract revision.
It looks, like this particular version or view just looks like a ton of manual stuff was done.
Yeah.
That's
And it
that's
was,
really
and still was
something.
last year.
Yeah, that's great. Kudos to you guys.
All right. Did you have, before we go through kind of just the overview, did you have any specific questions here you think you might
I
have?
yeah, just kind of like when the revisions happen, and it sounds like that's going to be at any time. Kayla's got a form. Um, so yeah, I think just making sure that you guys get what you need, which means that they need to be tracking that. So I've got all sorts of questions there, but I don't think that's a
Hmm.
I don't think that's a Bruce question. It's probably Kayla and Pam. Just making
Yeah.
sure everybody, reports their revisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably
Not
accurate.
not me, right? Bruce.
basically. Nose goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at kind of the life cycle of these contracts. So let's start in the students tab then. All right. So the outreach teachers go to set up a student in the students tab. The when they're adding things to the caseload spreadsheet, they can only edit the students tab. The individual teacher tabs and anything else is all locked and is automatically generated, and they cannot edit anything over there. You can only edit here on the students tab. It has the lock symbol, as we mentioned earlier, but there are the places they need to enter are unlocked. So the locks are there to protect the formulas, which allow the sheet to function. All the calculations that happen, we don't want people moving lines around or deleting things because if those formulas get broken, it doesn't function anymore. So those are all protected so that only the people who um, can access that and unlock this are able to change things in the background. So the teachers go in, they put in the name of the school over under the school district there in number A, column A, and that's a drop down which has all of the schools that are in that district. Anytime you see drop downs, if you go to the drop downs tab, Kayla, anytime you see drop downs, they come from here. So it's like you see type, unit, multiplier. More accurately over here, you have your district, your schools, um, even your teachers. If anything needs to change in any of those drop downs, if anything needs to be added, anything needs to be removed, that happens here.
Okay.
Um, they are locked, but it can be unlocked, so they can make changes. Um, and then things get added and whatnot. So anything that shows up in these drop-down tables appears over as a drop-down option in the appropriate places over here. So that's the school names; those show up here. Then it's manual entry for the student's initials. We want it to be initials. We do not want full student information in here because student information is protected.
Perfect.
This sheet is just open to all the teachers and isn't secured for that kind of thing.
Sure.
Type, TBLVL, O&M, let's drop down, manual entry for grade and IEP. And then we get to entering the amount of time that they anticipate for the students, the direct input, the consult, the travel time, and their prep time. Sometimes there is no consult. Sometimes there is no direct. It's only consult. That's fine. If a student has both, put both. If they only have one, put one, leave the other one blank. It's fine. Um,
And then did we have progress reporting? Is that over in Z?
we do. There's a checkbox for it.
And then is that like an allotted amount of time? Like that's
It
set?
is. So if you go to the drop downs tab, you will see over here in the reference on the right.
Hmm.
This is where all of the calculations are listed out. Did we do
That
a
makes sense.
calculation? Yes. What
Yeah.
calculation did we do? It's listed here.
And a half an
Um,
hour was what I would have guessed. That's
yes.
great.
So it is half an hour per quarter
Hmm.
is what we put down for that. And
Yeah.
there's, as you can see, a whole description of what we did. So that's the math that happens there. If you check that box, it takes the number of students, which since it's a student line is 1 times half an hour times 3.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the students tab,
That's genius.
scroll over a little bit so that it's not hidden behind I don't know if it's, oh, I guess that's the recording would still show. Never mind. So if you check a progress reports box for me,
Hmm.
pick one, sure. The
There
hours
it
per
goes
month
up.
and days per month
Yep.
go up.
Got it.
You uncheck it, goes down. There you
Okay.
go. 3-year eval does not affect the hours or days per month. That actually comes over in the districts tab. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Um, so they put in their direct, their consult, their travel, their prep time. And we'll go through real quick here. They can do that in minutes, hours. If you can drop down one of those. Yeah, minutes, hours, or days. And they can do that one day, so this is 60 minutes once per year. You read it left to right, which was an accessibility thing, so that if you're listening to this, it will say 60 minutes one time per
Per
year
year.
as you're going
Yeah,
across.
nice.
The whole thing is built to be
Screen reader friendly as
you would,
possible.
not screen readers, but as you would think about it, as you would
Okay.
say it.
Okay.
60 minutes one time per year,
Okay.
45 minutes four times per year. And this could be in 2 days once per year,
Okay.
um, things like that.
Okay.
Um, and it can be per year, per month. Do we have per quarter? I think we dropped that down. Yeah, week, month, quarter, year.
Okay.
So there are calculations that happen for all of those. When you put that in, you got your 60 minutes one time per year. The column next to it where it says consult hours per month does a nice big long formula that I'm not going to go into that converts whatever was written next to it into hours per month. So that is the base that the sheet uses to calculate everything else.
Okay.
So it calculates the base consult hours per month, travel hours, prep hours, direct hours, and then adds those all up over on the right for the total hours per month, and then divides that by 8 for 8 hours per day into days per month, which is what we use for the caseloads and for the billing. That is this. Okay. And then finally on the right, you have the teachers column where you select which teacher currently has this student. Um, when you do that, it automatically populates over into the teachers tabs.
So
So the teacher
Libby's
can look
Libby's
at their own caseload tab. So if we can go over to Libby, because we have Libby Ellis there. So this is student PU from Castle Rock. Castle Rock, PU, there it is. So it pulls over all that information from here and lists it over on the individual's tabs. The other thing that does, if you can go over to Libby's tab again, the other thing that does is it gives you breakdown information across the top for this teacher specifically. Most importantly, it gives you their caseload amount in the top right with the yellow highlight. So when teachers are doing the big meeting, figuring out their caseloads, swapping students back and forth, you can change the teacher's name over in the student tab, and that will automatically update to these various teachers tabs so the teachers can keep track of their own caseloads. So they have access to this. They can look at this during the meeting and they can see, okay, my caseload is now 13. That's too much. I need to get rid of students. I can do more. I can add students and swap them around. So they can keep track of their current updated caseload amount. So that is how that applies to the teachers. Um, I guess the last thing here is what does that 3-year eval do? We'll come back to that because we're going over now to the districts tab. This is mostly for people on our end, although teachers can reference this if they want. They can see any of the stuff in here. So what this is for is it calculates it takes everything from the students tab under the school district, takes the hours per month, adds them up, and then rounds them up to the nearest 0.25, so the nearest quarter of a day. This is what we use for billing purposes. Column D and column I, you'll notice that's separated into TBLVL and O&M. So what that does is it just creates the amount of days per month we're going to have for the contracts for that school district. In columns D and I, those automatically update based on any changes to the students tab. When we create the contract, we will copy those numbers and paste them just the raw numbers in column F and K. So those are static numbers that do not change. They don't automatically update. The result of that is that if you change things in the students tabs and any it changes columns D or I, then you'll have the new calculated amount in D or I, such as in Vancouver SD, you can see here, calculated amount is different from the static amount or the current contract time. So then that highlights and lets us know, hey, we might need to make a revision.
Um,
Um,
question real quick, Bruce, on column D.
column D.
What is its name?
That's the TBLVL quarter roundup. So
Okay,
it's a
what is,
little got a little cut off there. We can
yeah,
expand.
sorry, what is the quarter roundup?
So that is the quarter day roundup.
Okay,
So
quarter of a day
we'll show
rounded
you
up.
here.
Gotcha.
I think you're unhiding the column we need to see. Yeah. As soon as Excel decides, yeah, unhide columns. There we go. And then scroll because it doesn't like to show it after it does it.
Oh,
Just scroll to the left. There you go. Um, so what this is doing, and to answer your question there, um, is column C, which is usually hidden because it's
it's
functional
too
but
much.
doesn't really
It's, yeah,
provide
but it's just,
information.
it's confusing to
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
it's visually confusing. Yes. So column C is the raw days per month that are just added from the students tab. Anything under Castle Rock is going to add the raw days per month to show up there in C2. But that number is not very useful. So what column D is doing is it looks over at column C and rounds that number up to the nearest quarter. So quarter round up, rounds it up to the nearest 0.25, the nearest quarter. Um, so I have that in there, the quarter round up, as a reminder for what rounding is happening.
Sure. That's great.
Uh,
No, thanks. And we
mhm,
you told me that, but I
Yep.
just wanted to make sure I understood what D was. And then
Mhm.
on here, is there like the total for the
For the
district?
district?
Yeah.
No, although we do have that in. Mhm. Yeah, we have that. We actually do have that in the summaries tab.
Okay, summaries.
Yeah. This is less used than even this doesn't have it. Because since we do the contracts between TVLBL and O&M separately, um, there hasn't really been any need for an overall total.
Yeah, I can kind of
Even this
see
doesn't have it.
yeah, I can kind of see where that's just not necessarily the
Yeah.
important thing for the interfacing with the teachers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even on our end, I can't, unless there is a specific reason, I haven't seen a reason to even have like a total number since the contracts are built separately.
Oh, it is separate for TVI and separate for O&M.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have not seen a reason to have a
Yeah.
combined total.
Yeah.
If you find one, let me know. That's
Yeah.
something
No, no,
we can
no.
add.
I mean, I guess I did see some big numbers somewhere, but I don't remember what tab that was in. Um,
Yeah, I don't think we've
you know
ever
where
had.
it was like, I mean, you know where I saw Vancouver was like 585,000. But I don't remember where that was.
Mhm.
And
What
that's okay.
screen are you guys looking at right now?
I'm looking at the dashboard tab.
Okay, so you probably saw the numbers over here.
I didn't see, I know, I mean, it was
Hmm.
like a, I mean, it was like a second column in or something.
Right here, maybe.
That's
Am I zoomed out?
probably it. I think it was Vancouver, so it's just, this isn't.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we'll be getting to this spreadsheet in a second, but
Okay.
yes.
No,
Sorry.
and that's fine. I didn't mean to get ahead of
Mhm.
myself. I think I just saw the number I was thinking of, Kayla. And yeah, I think more than anything, I was just surprised at how big of a contract it was. So
Yeah.
Right.
that was, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
I'm
That
just
makes sense.
internalizing,
Mhm.
yeah,
The dollar amounts we're talking
the
about.
dollar amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. don't want to lose Vancouver as a customer is kind of what I'm thinking.
All right, let's pop over back to the districts tab.
All right.
Okay. Just want to see, make sure we'd wrapped up here. Um, yeah, so you've got the raw numbers, which are usually hidden, that then get rounded to for billing purposes,
And the 3-year
and the 3-year evals.
re
Thank you.
evals.
So
Yeah.
those check marks from the students tab. Um, so if we look at Castle Rock, that was a 3 there. You can
Hmm.
see under Castle Rock, we have 3 check marks. So
And,
that's just a simple, we know we have to make a 3-year
Boom.
eval contract for 3 students.
and what is the allotment for a 3-year reeval? How many hours?
Um,
So
Kayla?
it's up to okay. So it's 8 hour an 8 hour day, right?
Okay.
So we're saying we're giving you 3 days time and you have like the whole year to use it,
Mm.
whatever. And then it's whenever the teacher is finished, they'll submit a form saying this is how much time I took.
Oh, okay. So it is,
Mhm.
it's not quite like the progress note where you get a half an hour.
No.
It's very like student based, which makes sense
Yes. Mhm.
because some are more complex than others.
Yeah, the 3-year evals, I think, are the only ones that we change after the fact
Mhm.
when it comes to the billing. The rest of them, they get billed at this rate, regardless of what is utilized, and that's listed in the contract.
Yeah, evals and 3-year evals.
Eval
Wow.
and 3. Okay.
I
Mhm.
just this is just just kind of thinking about like, do you have to do a lot of harping there, Kayla? On yeah.
Around billing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
Bruce is like again, not me.
Yeah, not me.
Just
I build this
over
stuff.
here making the spreadsheet awesome.
All right. So I think that is just about it for the caseload spreadsheet. Kaylee, you think I missed anything? Oh, there's revisions. No, that's the other one. Never mind. Um, that's about everything here.
Yeah,
And
that's
this is
everything.
all in the shared drive that I just got access to from Dania, I believe. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's in Teams. It's the
Oh, it's in Teams.
yeah,
This
it's
one
the
is, yeah.
Okay.
caseload Teams.
Caseload
Um,
team. Caseloads. Gotcha.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And
And
then
it's
it's
pinned on the
the
top.
free.
Okay.
So there's one for each area. Otherwise, it would be so just ridiculous. Like we couldn't narrow it down anymore, or we'd have too many files, and we
Mhm.
couldn't combine these 3, or we'd have too many districts. So like we have to
It is what it
split it
is.
somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, just by area. So okay, that is setting up the teachers' caseloads and generating the contract days per month, right? That's what these are for. Once we've done that, now on our end, we have these internal spreadsheets for creating the dollar amounts. So far, all we've been talking about is days per month. Now, these are going to be the dollar amounts associated with those.
Mhm. So this is probably what you just got access to.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
just got access to.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this
Thank
next
you. I,
part,
I was like, oh, I wonder what I have now if
Yeah.
it's
yeah, this
not
next
that.
part is here in the shared drive.
Okay.
That's the billing portion.
The billing
Mhm.
portion. Okay.
So the teachers do not have this. That's
And
just
and
for
that makes sense.
us,
Mhm.
because they don't need to touch this. They help generate the days per month, and that's it. Um, Once it comes to the billing, let's see, I use this, Kayla uses this, you would use this to reference, and Cheryl uses this for billing.
Mhm.
So once we have our days per month, you have, if we could pop back to, yeah, let's get that out of there. And then we'll come back and make it again. Um, can you pop to the caseload spreadsheet for a second? We're in the students tab, so we look at, actually, yeah, districts. Castle Rock 2.25 was the calculated amount, put it over into the contract time, and then we put it in here. So that's the 2.25 days per month.
And there's our
Uh,
totals.
sorry?
Oh, there's the total. I see the
Yeah,
total.
that's the
Okay.
total the total days per month that we came to in the
Teacher
caseload spreadsheet.
TBLBL. Okay.
Mhm. For TBLBL specifically. So this is the TBLBL tab. There's O&M, combined, eval, etc. So specifically TBLBL for Castle Rock was 2.25, so that goes here. So what this does, column C and D are the start date and the end date. If you can click on one of those for me, you'll notice that it's visually just August 26th to June 27th. The date is actually the first date of that month that's active. So we start on the 24th, and the end date is the final date of that month.
Okay.
So even though visually it doesn't show that because that's
It's in the
harder to put
background.
down,
Yeah, it's just too much.
uh, yeah, the start column is the first day of the month, or at least the first active day, and the end date is the last day of the month. So sometimes you will see these being June or January and January. And it's like, wait, those are the same date, but they're not. It's January 1st, January 31st, even though visually they look the same.
Hmm.
It's a lot cleaner to look at and select things if it is just the month. Um, so that is the date range for the contracts. Um, all of them start as the full year, August to June. Um, and the real magic for this happens in columns J through L, quarter
Okay.
one, quarter two, and quarter three. So what those do is, I think we lost Kayla for here
That's
for
okay. I have a
a second.
question in the
Okay,
meantime. Okay. And maybe you were going to cover this, so I
sure.
apologize. But we have our total and
Mhm.
and then yeah, it looks like every single quarter is different for billing.
Yes.
Why is that amount different?
That will be answered by the next thing,
Okay.
which is over under the dashboard, and that's because the quarters are not even.
Oh,
They're not the same number of months in each quarter. These are billing quarters.
okay.
Hello, welcome back, Kayla. Could you go to the dashboard tab for me?
Yes.
So we're looking at the center section or the right section with school year info and quarter breakdown. You notice that visually right away you only see 3 active quarters because we don't bill for August with outreach contracts. You'll notice that there are 3 quarters in 3 months in quarter one, 4 months in quarter two, and only 3 months
Because of
in
summer.
three. And actually, there's not even 3 months in quarter three, there's 2.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
That makes sense. Thank you.
yeah. So that is why even if the
If
dollar
nothing
amounts are the same,
changes and
nothing
everything and
changes.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just there are
it's gonna be
different
different.
quarter
Okay.
amounts in each one. So they're all weighted differently.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Thank you.
Um, so you see quarter one had September, October, November. Um, so that's 3 months and then 4 months for quarter two and then 2.5 for quarter three. So you'll see that the dollar amounts, since this is straight across the whole year, the dollar amounts really reflect that, with quarter two having the largest, quarter one, middle, and quarter three, the smallest.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh. Shoot. I'm so sorry, you guys. I wondered why I was getting a call. Let me just really quick tell this person I just need a few minutes.
okay,
Is that okay?
we can
Thanks.
wrap this up here in a few minutes. That's fine.
Sorry, guys.
All
All right.
good.
Yeah. All right. It's good. So, Okay, let's say that we were starting a new contract and say Castle Rock didn't actually start until, let's say, October.
Mhm.
So change that start date, Castle Rock to October, just so we can see what this is doing. Okay, so you notice quarter one, the amount dropped, right? And this could be any month. This could start far later. Um, but since September, October, November are the 3 months that
In
follow
quarter
quarter
one.
one, quarter one now only has 2 months
Okay.
that apply to that. If we started in November, it would only have 1 month
Gotcha.
that
And
are
if you start it
active in
in
that range.
starting it in December is just going to have nothing in quarter
Yep.
one.
Just
Yeah.
change that to January for me. So notice quarter one, there's nothing because there's nothing, there are no months in quarter one that overlap with the active range over on the left.
Thank you.
Quarter two only has 3 months now, or maybe two in January, February, 2 or 3 months, whatever it was. Um, but anyway, so it takes into account the active range of that contract and applies the active months in this quarter that are also in that range, multiplies it by the number of days and the rate. The rate is gotten from the dashboard. We can go grab that right over there for every single version, every single type. They all happen to be the same. If they ever wanted to be different, that's built in. They're all the same. So it pulls that from there and multiplies the number of days per month by the rate by the number of months that are active in that quarter. And then back to
And
Wolf.
this is the total, this is everybody we have a contract with. Sorry,
Yes,
can you? Okay.
this is
So
all of the
far,
outreach contracts.
So far.
we're not done with the east side yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are currently in progress. We haven't sent these yet because we started this week to put these together.
Okay.
So let's see. Shall we look at revision? So we'll take
Yeah.
Yelm as the example here.
Pullman.
Pullman, take Pullman as example, sure. For last year because I got to fix this year's.
Yeah.
Um, so let's look at Pullman here. So when we started it, Pullman was August to June like everything else. And so it was all the full year at 0.75 days per month. Well, in September, they changed that. So that one happened pretty quick, right? So in September, they changed it, they cut it dramatically to 0.25 days per month. But we don't bill for August. We start our billing in September. So August's automatically just canceled itself out because there's no active months in that billing quarter, right? Um, so then they changed it to 0.25, which is on that second line there um, in September. And when we added that, that was September to June. So then it calculated everything from September to June at 0.25 days per month in that line. Well, then they changed it again in April. So did another revision, changed that to March for the end of that line, and it starts in April on the line after that, which you'll notice is in quarter three. So nothing in the third
Sure.
line there has anything in quarters one and two. It's only in quarter three. So then the months that calculate are for 0.25 between September and March and 0.5 between April and June. So then the months build that all out based on the days per month and the total column there in column I just it's very simple, adds up everything in quarters one, two, and three.
Yeah, and it helps to kind of have that context with Spokane, just because I know what happened this
Sure.
year. So looking at that makes sense for something kind of short
Mhm.
term or something that was just you know one day. So
Right.
it's nice to see the close on there and how that totals out.
Oh yeah, there's status as well, which is it's just a set of
Drop downs.
yeah, there's drop downs for actions, which we use for revision. If something gets canceled, if we're like, we need to fix this, um, things like that. And then the status over in column O keys mostly off of that. That or the date range.
Okay.
Things will close automatically if we hit the end of that date range.
Okay.
So like if something was only, you'll notice Aberdeen, for example, up at the very top. We've reached the end of that. That was August to August. So that's closed. We haven't yet reached the end of June for the revision portion of it.
Hmm.
That helps for the billing, which Cheryl takes this. And if we scroll a little bit over to the right, um, there's the far right section, which has the breakdowns specifically for Cheryl, because she has to, the 960 includes the rate for all the services as well as a 9% administrative fee.
Sure.
That gets rolled in to that. Hi, Pam. You're muted.
No, I didn't know you were meeting about this.
Well, this is
We
being
are.
recorded, so you can watch it later if you want.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I thought maybe might be helpful if I was explaining stuff, but
Yeah, I didn't know, Pam, sorry. I thought you told me to get with Kayla and Bruce.
I meant all of us, but I didn't mean just now. I didn't know it was going to be like this week, but either way, good luck. That's all I can say.
Thanks.
All right. We'll stop saying mean things about Pam now. Ah. All right. So you get over to the breakdowns here. And since the admin fee is rolled into the rate for all of the for the contracts, but it still has to be billed separately. All this is doing over here is taking the quarterly billing number and breaking it into the standard and or the services and the admin fee so that she can then bill those two separately. So they will always equal the total quarterly billing. So that's all this section is doing over here. It's for Cheryl to make her billing easily laid out. Okay. And then we keep track of things that are sent or things that are received. Seems we've lost Kayla for a bit because the next thing that we need to do is go over to the, oh, no, she's here. It's moving. We go over to the revision tab. We were talking about Pullman. This, whenever we have to revise a contract, we have to do a legal signed revision of that contract. It needs to pull in what the current service is, the revised services, the current amount, revised amount, and then how much is left to bill, etc. And so we can just pull in what kind of contract this is over the type, the top left, the contract number, and then it automatically pulls in how many revisions and whatnot, pulls in all of the details for this on the left, and then a full history of the revisions for that over on the right, which is used to calculate a couple of things that then populate back over to the left. It's all fun and complicated. And then what that does is pulls it together into the printed center section where it just fills out the pieces of information that are needed that we then print like this. Thank you for the dramatic timing on there, Kayla.
Yeah, that was pretty dramatic.
And so then this is sent out to the district and to Pam to sign them so that we can have that officially changed. So I believe if we could go back over to TBL VL here, think that is just about everything on these. Yeah, it's just about everything here. And that's the revision tab, to the dashboard tab. We have the invoices as well. Once we bill, if you go to the invoice tab, I do this with Fee and Cheryl. Once we create the invoices and send them out, we list them here. So it just keeps. Nope, sorry, can't answer your call right now. Me. This just keeps track of what invoices were sent out, So we can know what was billed. Because sometimes things can get changed, and occasionally those changes aren't correct that are over on the other tabs, because, human error, things happen. And so we like to have here just a history of what invoices were sent. That also is useful over on the revision tab for knowing how much is left to bill. We only know how much is left to bill if we know how much has already been billed. And so the billing happens around the same time each quarter, but it's not exactly the same time each quarter. So just because the quarter is over doesn't mean it's been billed.
Okay.
So this helps with those edge cases where we are revising a contract that the billing period has closed, but the billing hasn't been sent out yet. So the revision would need to show the full amount because we haven't billed it yet. So there's some weird cases there where it could need to be the full amount even after the billing cut. This helps cover that. So once it's been billed, it gets listed in here, and then the amount left to bill uses this to
Okay.
know what's been billed and then subtract that from the total billing amount. Yeah, so that's this tab. Once we generate the contracts, the dollar amounts from here, we just use a template, populate the information from the TBLVL, from the O&M. From those tabs, we populate that information into the contracts. That's done manually because they're multi-page contracts, and trying to do that in Excel would be a nightmare. That'd be harder than doing it manually.
Okay.
And we're here to try to make things easier.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Um,
I'm so sorry. I think I better call this person I was supposed to talk to at one
yep.
o'clock. And it
Well, I
sounds
think
like also we may need to meet at another time and include Pam.
mhm.
But I am so thankful for the time that we had together, and I'm so thankful for this recording,
Yep. I think
honestly.
that's about it. Like, we've gotten to just creating the contracts and then we send them, and that's it.
Wow.
Uh, I think we've
Well,
covered just
great.
about everything.
Oh my gosh. Um, awesome. I'm gonna definitely follow up. Um, and yeah, I just appreciate both of you taking the time to do this with me.
Yeah. Let us know if you have